Orange Sky Audio presents The House Children, a novel by Heidi Daniele, narrated for you by Reilly. Chapter 1. My birth was a sin and a crime. I was born in the Tuam Mother-Baby Home to an inmate serving a year of penal servitude. Her crime, an out-of-wedlock pregnancy. When she was discharged, she was forced to leave me behind in the care of the Bon Secours nuns. This archaic system imposed an unbearable weight of shame that both my mother and I carried into our futures. I'm grateful that, as I look back in time, the further I go, the fewer memories I have. But then I wonder why these particular memories have remained. I spent my first 4 years in that home, and the only knowledge I have about it is what I've since read in newspapers. There were reports of neglect and early deaths of so many children, their bodies disposed of in a rotting septic tank in the rear of the property. So I was one of the fortunate ones with no memory of that time and having survived. My earliest recollections are from when I lived with the Clearys, my foster family. Their small thatched cottage was in a remote town in Galway called Lisavullen. The Clearys appeared to be a typical Irish family. Mrs. Cleary ran the household, her 2 children went to school, and her husband was a farmer. Their home was sparsely furnished and decorated with a few Catholic pictures and statues. At first, I thought they were my family, but when I called Mrs. Cleary Ma'am, she quickly retorted, "I'm not your ma'am, you're an illegitimate." Mrs. Cleary's 2 children attended school, but she kept me home even though I was of age. When I asked if I could go to school, she said, "You're too wee to make the long walk." Instead, rain or shine, she'd send me outside where I'd wander freely around the fields and play with Shepherd, the family dog. The sight of Mr. Cleary herding his sheep into the barn at dusk was my signal to return to the house, where I was confined to a short 3-legged stool by the hearth. At bedtime, Mrs. Cleary would toss me a blanket and I'd lie down by the fireplace with Shepherd at my side. The warmth of the fire could never suppress the dampness that came up through the thin cement floor. Each morning, I'd sit quietly on my stool and watch Mrs. Cleary feed her children, and then comb their hair before they left the house. Megan would smile and say goodbye to me as she gently pat Shepherd on the head, and Sean would lean down and pinch me before walking out the door.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?